I'm back! Yep, it's me, Sid Makes Vids. Haha, I am back. Yeah, I'm back after like forever. And yeah, major trigger warning for this video. If you don't like the mention of broken bones and blood and surgery and all that lovely stuff, I would go ahead and click off the video. Just if that stuff triggers you, don't watch this video. And please make sure to like this video and subscribe because I've been away for quite a while. And as you'll see in the video, it's not been fun. So please help me be happier and like this video and subscribe. So where have I been? Well, I've been recovering from knee surgery. No joke, I've actually been recovering from knee surgery. And you wouldn't know that unless you followed me on Instagram, which a lot of people do now for some reason. Yeah, that's where I've been. I've literally been recovering from knee surgery, and I haven't been able to walk up the stairs back to my glorious little studio I have here, so yeah, that's where I've been. To backtrack a little bit, to start out this whole story of where this knee stuff came from, I'm gonna travel back about 5 years, almost half a decade from today. So a long time ago, like long before I had this YouTube channel or long before I even did theater, I was in gymnastics. Like, I kid you not, the tumbling stuff. I did gymnastics for about a decade, when I was 2 years old to when I was 12. And in gymnastics, you know, sometimes you gotta do your thing, you gotta squat down on the beam, you gotta do the flips on the floor, you gotta run and do your flippity-flop on the vault. Sometimes, when you're bending down on the beam, and your knees go like this, they lock in place. Or, not for most people. But just for me. So whenever I would squat down, my knee would sometimes lock in place, and I didn't know why until about 3 weeks ago. But we'll get to that later. Also in gymnastics, on the beam as well, I one time was adventurous, and I did a little bit of a jump on the beam, and my foot landed sideways. I rolled my ankle, heard a crack, and fell to the ground, and I couldn't walk on my foot for a couple of weeks. And everybody was just like, oh, it's fine, it's just a sprained ankle. Okay, you'll be fine. And I go the entire summer, going to summer camps and stuff, and it doesn't get better. In fact, I go into 6th grade, when I was 11. After this had been happening for about 4 or 5 months, I go down to 6th grade and I go get an MRI, because they didn't take an MRI of my foot, they only took an x-ray. And what they found in the MRI was, yes, I did have a sprained ankle. And I had also fractured my foot. And it gets even better from here, because we found out that my wonderful, amazing, loving dad, I love him so much, passed on this genetic deformity to me called a tarsal coalition, which basically means that there's a part in your foot that's supposed to be 2 bones in a joint, right? Well, my foot was only 1 bone. So exactly where I had fractured my foot was where the joint was supposed to be. And since they hadn't done anything to my foot for like 4 months, you know, after I heard it, we moved doctors and went to someone who said, yeah, you need to get surgery on that foot right away. Now, I had the deformity in both feet, right? Because that's usually how it happens. But the foot, you know, that I had fractured and sprained obviously needed more attention right away than the other foot, which was barely touched and probably won't need surgery till I'm about 50 years old, if ever. So that November, I got surgery. And it was the scariest thing that I've ever experienced. Like, imagine being 11. And, like, the surgery wasn't even the scariest part. They had to stick a needle into my vein and, like, push fluids through it. See, I don't like getting like shots that you have to get at like the doctor like normally. I hate those. I cannot get a flu shot or else I will send myself into cardiac arrest. For legal reasons, that was a joke. So you can imagine being 11 years old, already having a massive fear of needles and having them stick it in your vein. But then they just gave me the anesthesia and told me that I wouldn't remember anything because I would be asleep. Yet I remembered me just saying complete gibberish and counting from 1 to 100 multiple times. And then I fell asleep, woke up, and threw up the measly amount of fluid that was still in my body. And then, of course, I had to recover from that surgery. My ankle healed up fine. I still have the scar and stuff, obviously, but everything went incredibly well. So I recover, and it's, it's fine. It's like Christmas time now, right? So I survived Christmas, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm done with gymnastics. It's been fun this, 10 years that I've been doing it, but I want to move on. I want to do theater. So that's what I did. I auditioned for my theater's production of Matilda, and I got in. And then in February, a couple months before our actual show, I went skiing with my family, because Mardi Gras and stuff. And what do I do? Well, just remember, I had surgery 4 months before. My ankle was still, getting back to its old nice way that it's supposed to be. And my foot was still quite weak. So I ended up breaking my ankle on a ski slope. I still had to wear a boot, and I still had to wear crutches for a couple weeks. I got to wear a boot in my theater's production of Matilda. I mean, it's a miracle I even got to perform in that show in the state that my ankle was in. My God. So overall, 6th grade kind of sucked. On top of other things, of course. I hurt my foot 3 times. I had to be in crutches 3 times that 1 year. Safe to say, intermediate school did not end a great note. And then literally, the year after, COVID started. So that was amazing, man. Then after the quarantine, I should say, I went into 8th grade, which is the grade I just graduated from a couple days ago, so. And 8th grade was fine. I mean, I did online school, I made a crap ton of friends, and I ended up doing a lot more theater than I would normally do, even with COVID. And then I auditioned for my theater's production of The Wizard of Oz. And things didn't exactly go amazing. I was given the role of the understudy for the Lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, which was a lot of parts to memorize. But little did I know that I would be the one missing a show. Tech Week and Show Week comes. Tech Week goes completely fine, amazingly okay. We missed 1 show because of rain, and that's it. And then Show Week starts. And remember how I said in gymnastics that when I bend down sometimes, my knee locks in place. Yeah, so the first 2 shows go completely fine. There's no problems at all, and, the crowd enjoys everything. Then the Friday night show comes around, and my knee locks in place in the middle of a show when I'm squatting down holding a light. Now, it's completely fine, I just had to push myself backwards before the Tin Man tripped over me. But, yeah, it hurt really bad, and it didn't help that I had to tumble straight after it. And, I went home and rested it, and I just, didn't dance until the next show, and I was completely fine. I could walk, nothing hurt at all. And then the next show night came. And everything was fine again, everything went totally fine. Until we got to that exact same place in the show. Now, one of the flying monkeys had dropped their tail on stage, and as I was squatting down holding my light, I saw the tail and I was like, okay, let me just get this off stage. So I twist myself around, throw the tail off stage, twist back around, stand back up, and my knee locks in place, and it doesn't unlock this time. In 2 seconds, I am completely in tears. And I am hobbling down the rail, down the side of the stage to get to the backstage, and I'm standing in complete sight of the audience for about 2 whole minutes until someone realizes, oh guys, she can't walk. Now, I had the most amazing castmates and crewmates, ever in the show. They were really, really helpful. Oh my god. And so I'm backstage, and thank God we have an ER doctor on site. He was actually, coincidentally, the Wizard of Oz. And, he put my dislocated kneecap back in place while the song was still going on stage. The director had no clue what was happening, by the way. She didn't find out until, after I was home. And so they tried to straighten my leg, because, they had to figure out, okay, what was wrong. It's not that I was in so much pain that they couldn't move it. They legit could not get it to straighten. So they were debating sending me to the ER, and then they realized, no, she'll be there till 2 a.m., might as well just send her home. So that's what we did. And, after my kneecap was put back in place, the security guard that we had on site and one of the dads came and picked me up, holding me by my legs and my back, and got me to my mom's car. And then we drove home. I made a couple phone calls explaining what had happened and crying my eyes out to my best friend. And yeah, that was about it. I went to the final show night the next day and was like, yeah, carry on without me, guys. You guys can do it, and all that stuff. I said goodbye to the seniors who were graduating, and that was about it. And then 2 days later, we go to the doctor, and he tells me that I need surgery literally the next day because I had torn a muscle in the back of my knee that got stuck in my knee joints. So I literally get surgery the next day. Once again, the only scariest part is the needle that they had to inject into my vein. But otherwise, I went to sleep literally as soon as they put the anesthesia in my IV. And just like that, the surgery was done, my knee was straightened again, and I was in an ace bandage and this fun little brace that I'm still wearing now. So here we are, 3 weeks later, I can finally get up the stairs again, and here I am filming a YouTube video. And once again, if you guys were following me on Instagram, then you probably know the entire story already, but if you guys aren't, go follow me on Instagram. Seriously guys, thank you so much, not only for just everything on Instagram, but everything on YouTube as well. I've literally been sitting in bed recovering, but, seriously, you guys don't know how much, this is insane to me, how much I've grown in the past month. So thank you guys so much. But yeah, that's the story of my injuries. If you guys want me to do some more of these story time videos, let me know down in the comments below. Have a great day. Make sure to eat something, drink some water, and see you guys later.